What's going on, guys? Boss Squirrel here with another Borderlands 4 build video. Today I want to share my Forgedrone Amon gun build. And just a heads up, we are not boosting our Forgedrone's damage, but we are using the Forgedrones to boost our damage. And to all the Amon players out there, you've probably noticed that Amon is the weakest Vault Hunter. Well, I wouldn't say the weakest because he's definitely not weak. Maybe I'd call him the least powerful out of the 4 Vault Hunters. And the biggest problem that I noticed with Amon, aside from his messed up skill tree, is that he is severely lacking in gun damage. Well, he really shines when using heavy ordnance weapons or going the melee build, but what I really don't like with using heavy ordnance weapons is I hate the slow movement. Even with the Super Soldier Shield, it still feels slow. And alright, so let's get right into the build. Okay, so now going first with the skills. I've resetted the skill points just to show you one by one. Now, as I've said, Amon's skill tree is really messed up, and a lot of his good skills are kill skills, which really doesn't benefit in bossing. Let's say, for example, this one. There is only red, it's a kill skill. Gathering Storm, a kill skill. Vital Organs, a kill skill. Burning Rage, kill skill. Icy Rage, kill skill. Thunderous Rage, kill skill. It's all kill skills, and the big problem with them is they are way down here, which is really annoying. It's a lot of wasted skill points just to get down to them. And also, there are some skills that boosts his damage, but it depends on how full his shield or health is. Let's say, for example, this one, Crackling Aegis. Status effect damage depending on how full his shield is. Burning Ramparts, fire rate and status effect chance depending on how full his shield is. This one, Battleborn, gun damage depending on how full his health is, which is really disappointing. I mean, it would be nice if he has a way to gain overshield or lifesteal, using guns specifically, but the only way for him to gain shield regeneration and overshield is going the ordnance build or the melee build, which, as I've said, I don't like because I like using guns. And the only way for Amon to gain lifesteal on this game is by a specific firmware. I forgot what it's called, but you can get a total of 10% lifesteal, but it isn't really that great. I mean, it's not like Borderlands 3 where it has mayhem scaling, so it's useless. And also, one downside with Amon using the gun build is he is extremely weak in the first phase of mobbing, because as we all know, to all the Amon players out there, when going the gun build, Berserk is really important. I mean, it's like the bread and butter of his skills. And the problem with it is Berserk alone isn't great. The good thing about Berserk is this skill. There is only red, but the problem is it is a kill skill, and you have to like kill a couple mobs just in order for you to feel the power or the damage. And the big problem here is, what if the first mob that you encounter is really tanky? Then we'll have a big problem with that. And the only way for you to trigger kill skills, even in bossing, is with My Touch is Death. Whenever Amon deals melee damage, there's a chance to activate kill skills. And as I've said, I don't like going melee build. Now, the good thing about this is your Forgedrones, since they deal melee damage, these 4 Forge Drones is they can proc your kill skills, which is kind of the nice part in Amon's skill tree. So first, we're going to put 5 points here in the red tree for bonus incendiary damage. 1 point here in Gut Punch, because this also works with your Forged Drones. 4 points here, just to get down here. 1 point here in Forged Steel for immunity, which is also good for survivability, since Amon doesn't have lifesteal. 4 points here for gun damage, just to get down here. 5 points in Berserk, because this is really good, especially this. 3 points here. I just put the extra 2 points here just to get down to my touch is death. And max this out. Now for one-shotting bosses, you definitely want a Dragon's Breath. As you can see, whenever Amon activates his ordnance, his next gunshot is converted to incendiary damage. The staggering part isn't important, but as you can see, damage increase when you max it out is 100%, which is really good in one-shotting bosses. Now that's it for the red tree. Now we'll switch to the green tree. I max this out, Executioner. As you can see, Amon gains increased critical damage. This effect is doubled for a duration after dealing melee damage. This double damage also works with your Forged Drone, which is good. Even if your Forged Drone isn't hitting the enemy that you're firing at, it's just hitting random mobs, this will still trigger, which is really nice. Okay, so 1 point here in Tempered Pyre in order for you to unlock Twin Tempers. Unfortunately, even if I get a couple points from our class mod, I still won't be able to unlock Twin Tempers. I need to have 1 point in here. 4 points here for Cast Iron, so that we can have more Forge skill cooldown rate, so that we can have 100% uptime with our Forge Drones. Okay, so 1 point here. Alright, so that's it. Now I won't be specking further in the green tree and unlock the sword and the hammer, because we already have points from our class mod, which is nice, which is good. Now we have remaining 5 points here, so what I do is I just max Cast Iron out, max Bulletstorm, and this one, status effect. And the remaining 2 points, I just place it here for gun damage, which is kind of nice as well. So that's it. Now for the action skill, we're going Crucible. And the augment, we're using Endless War, as you can see. Primed enemies takes increased gun damage for each stack of prime. So that's gun damage taken 20% per prime, which is good, because as I've said, Amon is severely lacking in gun damage on his skills. So by the way, the class mod that we're using is the Blacksmith class mod, as you can see. Partially restores all active Forged Drones duration. For each active Forged Drone, Amon deals increased gun damage. And based on my research, each Forged Drone that you summon is 10% gun damage, so there's a total of 40%. It doesn't seem that great, but trust me, it's a huge boost in his damage, because as you've noticed, most of his damage is elemental damage, like Berserk, Dragon's Breath. It's mostly elemental, all elemental. There are just a few that gives gun damage, like Bulletstorm, or this one, Bellows. Yeah, but the problem with this skill is it's only good for 8 seconds, which is really not that great. So yep, that's it for the skill tree. By the way, I've tested this out. Probably most of you going the gun build use the Furnace, this one, because of the extra skill points in Dragon's Breath for more one-shotting potential. But based on my tests on all, for example, on the Primordial, the Guardians, I get the same damage using the furnace, and the blacksmith. I mean, it's not much of a difference, I can't tell, but I'd rather go with the blacksmith because, as I've said, um, Amon's mobbing using guns is really not good. You have to stack up. There is only red in order for you to experience the real damage. So with your forge drones and with my touch's death, you'll be able to max the stacks of there is only red with maybe probably 5 to 10 seconds, which is really good. So yeah, that's it. Now, for the guns, for mobbing, I really love the Hot Slugger. I can one-shot most mobs, except for the tankier ones, of course. Um, I also sometimes use the bod, which is also really nice. Now for bossing, I have the spread launcher, the Dullahan. I have two because sometimes when I shoot the boss, the status effect does not proc. So I just have another spread launcher just to deal the final blow, just in case the status effect doesn't proc. All right. So now for the shield, I'm using a mini triple bypass. Any shield is fine as long as you have the amp augment for bossing. As you can see, unused grants increase damage of the next shot by 200%, which is really nice with the spread launcher. For the ordnance, we're using a crit knife with the penetrator augment. Damage to the impacted target are automatically critical hits for 5 seconds, which is really nice with the spread launcher. Now for the shield, we're just using What's for Dinner because of the amp. Whenever energy shields are full, shots drain 35% of those shields for 150% gun damage, which is good in bossing as long as the boss doesn't hit you first, which is really nice. Well, it doesn't. You won't be able to take advantage of this in mobbing since Amon doesn't have a way to regenerate his shield when using guns. Now for enhancement, I just stuck with this because I have gun damage and gun critical damage, but if I have a better passive, I'll switch to it. And for the firmware, I'm using a Deadeye and a high caliber, but I'm not sure what's the problem with high caliber, but the projectile speed doesn't seem to work. I've tested it out. Doesn't There are no changes based on my tests. So yeah, I just went with it because of that bonus 10% gun damage. All right. So for specializations, it's up to you what you want, but I just went with Groundbreaker, Bullet Train, In the Zone, and Riddle This. All right. So that's it for the build. So if you find this guide helpful, please consider liking and subscribing and hit that notification bell for more videos to come. And you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.